What's new at Australian Wool Innovation?
Well, certainly, Mike, thanks for having me, first of all. And, this year is a really important year for us. We come out of a wool poll year last year where wool growers get to vote on 2%. And following that, every wool poll, we form a new strategic plan. We develop up a new strategic plan, and we're just moving through that at the moment. We have it up on the web site at wool.com in draft form and is open for comments to a consultation email address. That's occupying a little bit of our time at the moment as we socialise that amongst wool growers and the industry bodies. But certainly, we're quite comfortable with the way that wool poll went. The change in ratio split slightly more in favour of marketing. So in the next strategic period, we have these same endeavours: marketing, research and development, both on and off farm. And we move forward with a new plan kicking off the 1st of July.
There's been controversy about your genetics program at AWI. Can you give us a thumbnail view of where we're at the moment?
We are still funding work in genetics and genomics, considerable work in that field. We knocked back one project, which was the funding of an information nucleus flock, and anyone that grows sheep knows how much a flock costs to keep. We rejected that proposal back in December 11. It's certainly got a lot of media attention. I suppose the key message here is that we are not moving away from this area. We're keen to invest in that area. We're going to have an extraordinary call for proposals in genetics and genomics coming up pretty soon. So the intent, the area of genetics, the area of genomics was a key part of our previous strategic plan, our current strategic plan, and our next strategic plan. So while it's there, it'll attract funding.
China's a really important market for Australian wool. What's happening there in terms of consumer demand, and what are the challenges facing Australian wool producers?
80%, in excess of 80% of our wool is now going to China, and once upon a time China used to be a very good converter of wool from greasy wool into garments. They're still a good converter of greasy wool into garments, but they're consuming those garments too. So of that 80% that's going there, 50% has actually been consumed by domestic Chinese now. So that's a really important change in terms of the dynamics of our business there and the funding that we put into that market. We're phasing out of or phasing away from hardcore manufacturing investment. We still support manufacturers there, but there's a big opportunity for the marketing of our product in that market. A lot of people are concerned about all the eggs in one basket. I don't think we have much say in it, to be honest. I think we could put all our revenue stream against that, and it wouldn't move much at all. I think commercial forces will certainly play an impact here. We're starting to see them, as they said, as their labour costs get more expensive, they become less of a manufacturing country and more of a consumption country.
In the Eurozone, there's been a lot of financial upsets and discord. What's happening in terms of our sales into Europe?
Into a macro headwind over the last 3 years, wool prices have performed rather well. We've had $1, in 2010 we had $1 going properly against the wool market. A global financial crisis in the United States and Europe being affected, of course. Since then we've had we're starting to see the US recover and Europe drop into in the doldrums. Wool remains reasonably good. We're in a period now, we're coming up to 3 years where the Eastern market indicator's been predominantly above 1,000 cents, $10 a kilogram. So it's important. Europe's a little different because many of the brands in Europe that we work with, they might be Italian. Now if domestic consumption was their only source of revenue, then you might be shying away from those brands, but most of those European brands have a international presence and operate on the international stage, so they're in that luxury space, and they too are making a lot of money in China.